Online is fine.
Is it online fine? Is online coming
It's a
fine?
screen that is going back.
Yeah,
I think it's a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, online is.
It's not
Oh,
coming.
you are seeing.
online.
You are online. Okay. Yeah, it should be fine. Just tell them.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Yudhiṣṭhira uvāca mānaṃ hitvāpriyo bhavati krodhaṃ hitvā na śocati kāmaṃ hitvā'rthavānbhavati lomaṃ hitvā sukhī bhavet. We have to look at the fourth line. So, kiṃnu hitvā sukhī bhavet. So, what is it that we should give up in order to be happy? Lomaṃ hitvā sukhī bhavet. What is that? Is greed. Greed you have to give up. Greed is always for things of the world, for things that give pleasure to us. Greed for food, greed for this object, that object, etc. And then greed for money. That is that is all about greed. So in greed, the people are not important. In fact, a greedy person keeps people away, because people coming closer become a means of expenditure. The people will take away his wealth. And so greedy people keep even wife and children away, because wife becomes a means of wasting away the money, and children throw away the money. Therefore, better to keep them away, and to protect the money, keep them away. That is a greed. A greedy person is compared with a dog. It is not a bad comparison or any such thing, just a comparison, okay? Compared with a dog which protects the hay from the cows. You got the point? Why so? Because the hay only cows eat. Dog doesn't eat hay, but it will be protected. You got that? So it won't allow any cow come anywhere near the hay. And it will protect the hay. Having protected, will it consume some of it? No. A greedy person is like that. He protects his wealth. He doesn't allow the wife and children also to come anywhere near the wealth. And he protects the wealth from them also. And he himself doesn't spend. That is what the greedy person is there. That is the greedy person. But having said that, so a greedy person can never be happy. So he has to give up his greed to become happy. It's okay, this is a very well-known thing. But having said that, I would suggest that we have greed in us. Leave alone the greedy person. He is Mr. So-and-so, so that is how he lives. Therefore he remains unhappy. That is fine. But what about us? So there is greed in the mind. So the mind, what is the greed in the mind? The mind is everlastingly asking for more and more. Whatever it is, for more and more. You are getting some salary, you want more. A person who gets $1,000 salary wants $1,100. A person who is getting $10,000 salary wants $11,000. A person who gets $100,000 salary wants $101,000. All are greedy. There is greed in our mind. You see, you have nice dinner. Dinner is finished, and so tummy is full. You can go home, but then you go for ice cream and gulab jamun. That is greed. Greed for food, craving for food more. More money, more food, more comfort. And so this, whatever more it is, more, more. So this, did you hear this slogan? Dil mange more. In that, dil mange is Hindi, more is English. It is not Hindi. Hindi more is different. Dil mange more. This is called Hinglish. Hindi-English combination. In India, in the Hindi heartland, they don't use Hindi anymore. They use Hinglish. Even all communications are in Hinglish only. Dil mange more is one standard example. So children don't speak Hindi. They speak English, or if at all, Hinglish, but not Hindi. Therefore, so much English is there in the land. People want English. I always remember through the window I was looking out and saw one or two monkeys. They come where I live. Some monkeys come, and then I saw a kid on the other side of the door, a 5-year-old kid. Generally, kids will be interested in monkeys, you know. Then, hey, come here, come here. Koti. Koti is monkey in Telugu. Come here, Koti, Koti, Koti. He said, what Koti? I said, come here, I will show you. He came. I showed him. Oh, you mean monkey? He told me. His age is 4 or 5. Then I asked, his wife, his mother has come to clean some vessels, etc. I asked her, your son doesn't know Telugu? She proudly says, he goes to English medium school. She is very proud about it. Then I told her, he doesn't know Koti. Yes, he need not know Koti. He knows monkey. That is good enough. She is a working woman, a servant maid. People, lower middle class people, they are aspirational people. They make what is called Aspirational India. They all voted for Narendra Modi ji the other day, yesterday. Aspirational India. And so they all go to English medium schools, all. So much so, in the entire Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, the Telugu medium schools are no more. No more Telugu medium schools. From KG1, when the child weighs just 1 kg, from then onwards, so all the schools are English medium. At one time, there used to be Telugu medium schools run by Saraswati Shishu Mandir. Vidya Bharati used to run those schools. They were hanging here and there, Telugu medium schools. Then gradually, their attendance has come down. So they also did a namaskar and shifted to English medium. India is a revolutionary country. It is all digression, I can understand. So what I am trying to say, dil mange more. You want more of anything and everything. And the entire civilization in which we are living is structured upon acquiring more. That is how the civilization is. Buy one, take one free. Why he comes out with that slogan? Buy one, take one free. Why he comes out? Because people fall for it. Why people fall for it? Because they want more. You go to the shop to purchase one pair of chappals. Why you fall for buy one, get one more? Why you fall? You don't wear two pairs of chappals, you wear only one pair of chappals. But no, we want more. Buy two, get one free. Buy two, get 150%. They want one. They want one. Go to the shop. And he says, buy two, get third 50%. And they go for it. They want just one. So they are greedy. There is greed, and people, and therefore the companies, the corporate organizations, they exploit the greed which is inherent in the human mind. What we do in the village, they brand one person, he the greedy, he lobhi. Like that they brand one person. And now the whole village talks about him and makes jokes about him as the greedy person. If his name is Ramaya, Lobhi Ramaya. That is how they make stories about him. But everybody is greedy. There is greed in us. We demand more properties, more money, and more. Earlier, we used to have a proverb in Telugu, you build a house, you will know. That was the slogan. Illu katti chudu. You build a house, you will know. But now, people are not satisfied with one house. They want two houses. One is in Pennsylvania, they want the second in Phoenix. And the Phoenix people, they want a house in Florida or Pennsylvania. And the Canadian people, they want a house in Phoenix. They are called summer birds or whatever. Snowbirds, not summer birds. I got it wrong. And the Indians here, they do well. God bless them. I am not complaining. So they should do even more. In fact, our wish is they should take over America and make it Hindu America. That is our wish. In fact, we put a proposal before American government when they were supporting Kashmir separatists and Pakistan. America was supporting Pakistan, Nixon administration. Even Biden is supporting Bangladesh revolution the other day against India. So when they were supporting Pakistan, we put a proposal before them. Okay, you love Muslims so much, you take our Kashmir and you give us your New Jersey. Let us exchange. Kashmir versus New Jersey. Kashmir is yours, New Jersey is ours. Because Kashmir has many Muslims, New Jersey has many Hindus. So the point is, we want more properties. And people, Indian people, who are here doing relatively well, I don't mean all are doing great, but many of them are doing well. They want another house, villa in India. I told you the story of the villa in the morning. Villa story. When I saw the news, so 250 villas are already brought down, and another 1,000 were marked with a into mark, red mark. They will be brought down soon. Some court litigation is pending. So when I heard this news, immediately I asked a friend. I knew one person, one family I knew. They come to the classes and all that. I went for bhiksha also once or twice. So I asked my friend, I did not dare ask them directly. I asked my friend, what happened to their villa? He said, their villa is safe. Okay, God bless. That is the fate of villas in Hyderabad. You have to count which villas are safe. Amazing. Anyway, therefore, you are here. Why do you want a home in Hyderabad? What will you do with a home in Hyderabad? You will go and stay there. To travel there, it takes 24 hours. And to come out of jet lag takes 1 more week. What will you do with your home there? But greed, and you want more, that's all. Earlier, one big family was looking for a home which they can call their own. That was the situation. Now, the families have become nuclear. One big family becomes 5 families, and each nuclear family wants 2 homes. 5 into 2, 10 homes. So more greed. So the demand for more properties, more money, more and more and more. This is a crisis of civilization itself. Probably the outcome of industrial revolution. Therefore, there is always greed. Why greed? Because we compare. There is always comparison. We compare with others and become greedy. Once I went to a home for bhiksha. Generally, when you go home for bhiksha, we should not look at these things. Have bhiksha and come out. But sometimes, even if you don't want to look at these things, you end up looking at these things. So, then what happened is when I went for bhiksha, so the person who took me, I cannot drive the car, somebody has to take me. So we went there. And while I am going inside, this person who drove the car, he is coming with a big basket along with he is bringing a big basket. I asked him, what is that basket? Food. Why you bring food? We are coming here for bhiksha only. He said, your bhiksha is in this. Oh, is that the bhiksha? Yes. So he goes from the other side and gives it in the kitchen. I go from the front side, na karmana, na prajaya, etc. And then I sit. And so what came from the other side is served as food for me. I understood. So then why should I say this? Because the friend who drove the car brought food in a big basket. And then, they have extended their kitchen. Why should they extend their kitchen? What could be the reason for that? Because the lady cannot cook. She cannot cook. So, because she is not well or whatever, the habit is not there or health doesn't permit, God bless her, I am not complaining. She cannot cook. Okay, we understand. If she cannot cook, why should they extend the kitchen? Because the next door house has a bigger kitchen. Comparison. More. Always comparison. And when you want more, you struggle. People struggle. They don't know what is peace of mind. They are always struggling. So, it's okay. The person got a job. Newly he entered into a job. He is struggling, I can understand. Because there is a probation period. And the probation has to be declared. So, some struggle. The professor is struggling till his tenure is confirmed. I can understand. But after tenure is over also, he is struggling. After establishing oneself thoroughly in the social life, struggling. After making big money, struggling. Why people are struggling? Why don't they have some peace and happiness? Why do they all the time struggle? Struggling against themselves. It's a battle. You fight against yourself, fight against the neighbor, fight against the spouse, fight against the children, and fight against the society. Always fighting a battle, struggle. What happened? People are ignorant. They don't understand how to live a happy life. They talk of stars and planets. You see? You look into your mind and understand the movement of your mind. Why do you worry about stars and planets? So, you see, I tell you, this is connected with time, psychological time. I will give you a principle, you check. When the mind is not seeking more, I am not talking about you, the mind I am talking about. When the mind is not seeking more, that is when mind is not comparing. When not comparing and therefore not seeking more. When you reach that state of no comparison, no greed. Not seeking more means no greed. When you reach that state, you are free from psychological time. That is the secret. Now psychological time is not there for you. It is only chronological time. So we are in Phoenix up to 1st December. December? December, yeah. That is called chronological time. So only that much, nothing more. So, I tell you, I want to say something more about it. You see, more. Psychological time, which I am simply calling as time. Time implies more. Because you want more means what? Did you not create psychological time? Shall we give a break? Okay. Time implies more. Because I want something and I will get it tomorrow. This more, I will get it tomorrow. I will be happy in the future. Presently I am making a home in India, a villa in India. When I go back to India and stay in that villa, I will be happy. You will be happy. You come and see. Villa. What villa? You see what people do? They encroach upon the tank, water tank. The government has marked 60 acres is the tank, full level, some name is there, FTL, full tank level, he knows. He is from Hyderabad. Full tank level, FTL, 60 acres. So quietly collude with the government authorities, officers, etc., collude with them and occupy 20 acres. And now only 40 acres is left. In summer, nobody knows the difference. In rainy season, you will know the difference. Therefore, put a strong wall, a strong, impenetrable wall, and all the water will remain on the other side. You don't even know. Then make a villa here. So, and I will purchase the villa. There are villas being sold, I will purchase the villa. And so 2025, I will have a villa there. And then I will do krodhaṃ, big ritual, and invite all friends, give them food, this and that. Then when I retire, I will go there and will be happy. This is psychological time. People don't know how to be happy now. They know how to be happy tomorrow. They have all the tricks in the game. All the tricks they have in the game. In their mind, they have all the tricks in order to become happy tomorrow. Arepa. What a misfortune. Very simple. I am not talking big philosophy. What I am saying is very simple thing. But people don't seem to be aware of that. Therefore, I will become something tomorrow. I will own something tomorrow. I will be happy in the future, and after retirement I will be happy, etc. You will not be happy after retirement, I tell you. Either you are happy now or not. So, therefore the comparative mind, that is the mind, the comparative mind, which is the mind that is asking for more, is the mind of time, and it is the mind of tomorrow. And that mind doesn't know now. And therefore that mind doesn't know happiness. That mind is stuck with struggle and conflict. Now, the solution also we should think of. You have to find the solution in yourself. Solution won't come from outside. So the solution is, you ask yourself a question. That is how the solution begins. It begins with a question. So question has tremendous power. People do not know the value of question. If only they know, they look for answers. What is answer? Answer is a conclusion. And conclusion comes from a conditioned mind. And how can that be the truth? Whereas question means you are not allowing the topic to be clouded by the conditioning. Then only there can be a question, right? Question is very valuable. People do not know the value of question. They think that question has no meaning. They are looking for the answer for the question. They forget that the answer doesn't come from above. Answer comes from the mind. And another name for the mind is conditioned. Your mind is conditioned by the society, by the family, by the gurus, by the religions, by the cultures. Your mind is conditioned. And the answer comes from the conditioned mind. What kind of answer would it be? It can never ever be the truth. Never. Therefore, don't look for answers. You stay with the question. Question means what? You have put aside all the conditioning. That's why there is question alive. If you allow the conditioning, there will be no question, only conclusion will be there. Shall I say all conclusions are wrong, only questions are right. People do not understand this. They think that conclusion is in the Shastra. So you are imagining, nothing more than that. So what happens is, the Shastra that you are talking about, you will look at it through the prism of your conditioning. Right? Therefore, don't be so sure about it. Think of the questions. Now you raise a question. This is the introduction of a question. So having introduced the power of question, I will tell one more thing. Question is like a seed in the soil. The seed in the soil has a tremendous power, you know that. Answer is a dead seed. Question is a live seed in the soil. It has tremendous power. It sprouts. Do you understand the dynamic of sprouting? When it is sprouting, it is pushing aside a lot of soil. And the soil puts a pressure, and it overcomes all that pressure, and it breaks open the soil. It breaks it and sprouts. Suppose there is concrete, it will break the concrete, you know that? That is the sprout. Question is the sprout. Answer is the dead conditioning. There is no life in the answer. There is life in the question. Is that introduction okay? Now I will raise the question. The question is it possible for this mind not to think in terms of more? You ask yourself this question. You put this question to your mind. Put the question. And listen to the answer. Listen the response coming from the mind. You listen what response is coming. Not only now, but when you go home, so when you are sitting alone at home, don't discuss it with other members of the family. It is not about to be discussed and arrived at a consensus. It is not like that. It is for you only. So, or when you are alone at home or in the office, or when you are traveling in a train or flight, when you are alone, so when you are walking alone, you ask this question. Is it possible for this mind not to ask for more? Is this possible for this mind not to compare? Especially when you see a big man driving by the side in a big car, a costly car, a great car, and you see that car and that man, then you can ask, then also don't forget to ask this question. Is it possible for this mind not to compare, not to ask for more? And when you come across a rich man on a TV screen or in the real life, when you see a big, rich, powerful, rich man, that is when you have to ask this question. Can this mind refrain from comparing and from asking for more? Because that is when the mind readily compares and asks for more. That is when you have to ask this question. And see, put the question and see what response comes from the mind. Listen to the response of the mind. So, then you will find that the mind becomes free from the more. Mind becomes free. you will not have the problem of more. You will be seeing dozens of rich guys or happy guys or powerful guys, etc. You don't feel like comparing with anybody. That habit goes away, and therefore your mind does not seek more. This is how you have to address the problem of greed. Again, by understanding. Always the way out is understanding. So that finishes the verse. A great verse it is. Let us say the verse. You can, some of these verses are worth memorizing also, provided you know some Sanskrit. So, yudhiṣṭhira uvāca, mānaṃ hitvāpriyo bhavati, krodhaṃ śocati, kāmaṃ hitvā'rthavānbhavati, lomaṃ sukhī bhavet. Yakṣa uvāca. So he is asking one more question. Means he is satisfied with the answer. That's why he is asking one more question. Okay? Kiṃarthaṃ brāhmane dānaṃ? Kiṃarthaṃ natanartake? Kiṃarthaṃ chaiva bhrutyeshu? Kiṃarthaṃ chaiva rajasu? People donate money, charity, they do charity. You come across people doing charity. Sometimes you have to encourage the person to do charity. Why should we encourage him to do charity? Means we want that money, that's why we encourage, right? So, why not just keep quiet? Let him do charity if he wants. He has to understand the value of charity and he has to do it. We need not go and encourage him to do charity. This is all samsara. So fundraiser, what fundraiser are you talking about? Why should you raise funds? So having raised the funds, you have to oversee the way the funds are spent. You have to oversee it. Is that not bondage? So anyway, the point is, people do charity. You need not go and encourage them. They do charity. And you have to understand why they are doing what kind of charity. Like there is a Brahmana, a scholarly person, a Vaidika, and a rich man takes out some money from his pocket and gives to this Brahmana. What could be the reason for that charity? The Brahmana, he need not even ask. Suppose he asks, doesn't matter. Or he did not ask, he was just standing there, the rich man goes to him and calls him and makes him sit and gives him some money, some fruits, etc. Why? The rich man is trying to gain some punyam. That is the reason. That is the charity. Okay? So, that is the answer. Kiṃarthaṃ brāhmane dānaṃ. When you find a rich man doing charity to a Brahmana, in Sanskrit it is Saptami Vibhakti, 7th case, but in English you make it 6th case. To a Brahmana. So what could be the reason for that? That is the question. Answer. Yudhiṣṭhira uvāca dharmārtham brahmane dānam. So for the sake of dharma. Dharma is punya. Dharma is punya, merit. This thing is pointed out by the Swami Dayananda Saraswati of Arya Samaj, the founder of Arya Samaj, Dayananda Saraswati. Where he studied, I don't know, he pointed out in his book, the magnum opus, Satyartha-prakāṣah. It is written in English, in Sanskrit, translated into Hindi. I have read Hindi translation. I don't know, it must have been translated into English also, I am not sure. Hindi it is done. In Telugu it is done. A great scholar has done in Telugu. I have that book also. So there he says, when he observed, and he lived in 1850, that is the period when Swami Dayananda Saraswati, founder of Arya Samaj, lived. He recounted this thing. In Vatican, they encourage people to reserve a place for the departed soul in the heaven. And everybody can do it for himself. Because instead of depending upon the son and daughter, they will be greedy, they won't do that. So better one performs that while living. Like one reserves his own casket while living. The box, Otherwise the son may put in some this packing box kind of thing, packing material kind of box which has no value. So he wants to sit in a good box, lie down in a good mahogany box. You know that? And with the silver strips fixed to it, etc. Therefore, you can reserve it. It costs $6,000. You can pay easy monthly installments. Really, you can contact them by email and do that. And after the person dies, they have to be informed by telephone, and immediately they will deliver the box near the body, and the body can be put in that. That is the arrangement. So like that, one can make arrangement for his stay, comfortable stay in the heaven. So in the heaven, you want one bedroom or 2 bedroom setup? No, I will be satisfied with 1 bedroom. Then you pay $50,000. 2 bedroom, you have to pay $100,000. So pay to whom? To the pastor, to the bishop or whosoever, or to the pope, you pay. And then he gives you a certificate. Such and such person, name, son of father, etc. And social security number is required or not, I don't know. Not required probably. So he paid for his dwelling in the heaven, and therefore I hereby recommend to Saint Peter that he may be allotted a 2-bedroom setup the moment he arrives in the heaven after dying from the earth. And he gives that certificate with signature and stamp and seal. Gives the certificate in a cover. So you put the certificate in the casket by the side of the body. This Swami Dayananda Saraswati writes about it. And he gave a name to it. It is called Pope Leela. Pope Leela. If you go to Google, it must be available somewhere. So, very similar here. Very similar. You do charity to a Brahmana, you will gain punya and will go to heaven. You got the point? So that is how rich people do charity. They look for a Brahmana and do charity. Not that they love the Brahmana or some such thing. They do the charity because they are assured of a place in the heaven. That punya they will get. That is how it works. This world is a funny world, sir. Sorry, it is like counting the bones of a dish, something like that. Anyway, then second, kiṃarthaṃ natanartake. So what happens is, you give a donation to the drama company. You know drama company? So they come and present a play. So the Broadway in New York, many plays are going on. But in India, there are small-sized drama companies. They come to the village and present a play. Most of the plays have stories from Mahabharata, not Ramayana. Because in Ramayana, the ragadveshas are very low key. They are not intense. And therefore they do not make for a good dramatic script. Whereas in Mahabharata, the ragadveshas are at the peak. Duryodhana hates Bhima, and Bhima hates Duryodhana to the maximum. Whereas Rama and Ravana do not hate that much. each other. Even Ravana doesn't hate Rama. Ravana has only one problem. Not hatred is not that problem. So, therefore, all these stories which are presented on the stage in a village open-air theatre, not theatre, they put a dais and the play happens there. They are called Nata Nartakas. They present plays and dance. And so when there is dance, the music also will be there. The music people, this is the stage. They will be dancing here. The music people will be sitting there. And all the audience will be sitting there. That is the setup. You understand? So these are the Natanartaka. And you cannot imagine. You have to see it to believe it. The drama, while it is in the middle of a scene, play means scenes will be there. Act 1, scene 2. Like that it will be there, right? The scene on the dais, while it is being enacted seriously, it can be abruptly stopped if somebody offers some donation. So King Lear, imagine, King Lear, he is telling to Cordelius, the third daughter, you get out of my kingdom, you don't have any love for me, I hate you, you don't show my face to you. He says that, and then suddenly he stops. And Cordelius also stops. They stop their acting. Then somebody intrudes onto the dais and say, Mr. Subannagaru has given 100 rupees to this group. And he announces. And then all people clap. Then he goes back. Then immediately, oh Cordelius, you get out of my face. He starts again. You have to see it to believe it. It can be interrupted. You can just get up and interrupt the scene by holding a 100 rupee note in hand. You know that? And they announce the name of the person who gives. They ask, what is your name? But they need not ask. He tells, this is my name, even while giving the note. This is the kind of donations people make to the players, people, the actors in a street drama and dance and all that. This is how they donate. Why should they donate to them? What for? See the answer. Yaṣapraśnāḥ. So they give because their name is announced in a big way and all people clap. Subannagaru gave 100 rupees to the drama company. All audience claps. In the village, everybody knows that Mr. Subarna has donated 100 rupees. His name. Next day, they will talk. Hey, yesterday drama was very good. They did a very good job. And then somebody else will say, yeah, Subarna gave them 100 rupees. They will talk among themselves. That's why to gain that popularity among the public, they give donations to Nata and Nartaka. Suppose you donate to a sick man, you don't get any popularity. People donate for illuminating their own name. So I met a rich man. He was rich. Not that he is rich, therefore I met, not like that. He is a nice person. I was talking with him. Then he tells me, you look at this man, वो अपना नाम चमकाना चाहता है. He wants to illuminate or make his name shine. How to make his name shine? He give donation at the right way, at the right place. Then you will make your name shine. And they give a certificate. Frame it and put at a vantage point so that everybody will look at it. Or they announce in the TV channel, whatever. These people who raise funds, they exploit this weakness of the donors. The donors have a weakness that their name should shine. They are willing to pay for it. My name should shine, I am willing to pay for it. And therefore, the people who are collecting donations, they are very tricky and very cunning. they know how to grab. Sab, we will put your name in a big way. In the front place we will put your name. In golden letters we will print it and put it. Please give us a lot of fund. Like that they entice the person and take money. It's a funny world. And people fall for it. That is the funny part. Then next question. Kimartham chaiva bhrutyeshu. Why do you give money to the servants? Not the salary. Sometimes over and above the salary also you give donation. That people do. Suppose the servant maid comes in India, she comes and cleans the place and then washes the dishes and goes away. Half an hour job in a small family, 1 hour in a big family, and so they fix a amount, 2,000 per month or 5,000 per month, I don't know exactly. So they fix, and that money they give. Over and above that, sometimes Sankranti, big occasion, or Christmas, big occasion, give donations to the servants. Why do you, some bonus to the servants? Why do you do that? Because you want them to be happy. So when they are happy, they will serve you better. And so keep them well fed, well nurtured, so that you can get good service from them. That's why people donate to the working people. That is the answer. It is not any rocket science, but it is the human nature that we are trying to understand. So, bhrutyeshu bharanartham. Why means indeed. Bharanartham. Bharana means bhri bharane. To keep them well fed and well entertained, well nourished, and keep them happy, so that they will continue to serve. Kimartham chaiva rajasu. Why do you pay taxes? That is the money given to the king. That is one occasion. People pay taxes very promptly. In a country like this, in India they evade taxes, very unfortunate. Now they are paying also. But in a country like America, they pay taxes. And there are some countries where the tax is a very high percentage, they pay taxes. In Israel, the world's highest tax rate applies. They pay, even common people pay 50%, 60% of their income as tax to the government. It is said like that. The lowest taxes are paid in some countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Nobody pays tax. Very tough to bring people into the tax net. That is what they call. In fact, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji takes pride that during his tenure, the number of taxpayers that come into the tax net has increased 3 times, 4 times, like that. There the people don't pay taxes. Here they pay taxes. And so why they pay taxes here? I don't know whether it is true or not. Neil Armstrong went to the moon, right, when Kennedy was president. And so he came back successfully. And Kennedy was on hand to receive him when he is coming out of that module or whatever which came. And Kennedy congratulates him. Of course, his quarantine was over. And then Kennedy congratulates him, and all TV channels, cameras, everything is shining. Then Kennedy whispers in his ears, "You did not pay tax, please do that." Neil Armstrong. It may not be correct, I have read somewhere. Maybe exaggeration. You cannot get away without paying taxes, even if you are a person who returned from the moon. That is America. That's why America is a superpower. Because people pay taxes. We too will become a superpower if our people start paying taxes. Very simple. And why people pay taxes? Because they fear. Bhayartham chaiva rajasu. Not out of love, not for punyam, just out of fear. Then I will extend this a little more. Why people give donations to the political parties? Fear. Fear. In India, some of these rich houses, they give donations to the ruling party as well as the opposition party. Because today's ruling party may become opposition party tomorrow and vice versa. Therefore, keep both satisfied so that we will get our contracts, etc. well, and our tax evasion will not be bothered, will not be caught hold. So out of fear, they give donations to the political parties. Out of fear, they pay taxes. People are very greedy and very selfish. That is how society moves on. Nothing wrong in it, just an understanding of the social consciousness. Let us finish the verse. Yudhiṣṭhira uvāca dharmārtham brāhmane dānaṃ yudhiṣṭhira That artham means chaturthi vibhakti. It is avyaya. It comes in the meaning of fourth case. So dharmartham means dharmaya. Yashortham means yashase. That is the meaning. Bhrutyeshu bharanartham vai bhayartham chaiva rajasu. So the Yaksha was very satisfied with the answer. This is general knowledge question in a way. Yaksha uvāca kena svidāvrito lokaha kena svinna prakāśate kena tyajati mitrāni kena svarganna gacchati. Lokaha manusyaha. Lokaha means manusyaha, the human being. What is it that the human being is covered with? What is it that doesn't shine? Two questions. The answer for those two we will see. The other things we will see later. Yudhiṣṭhira uvāca ajñāne nāvrito lokaha tamasa na prakāśate lobhāt tyajati mitrāni sangāt svarganna gacchati. We said it, I said in the flow, it's okay. So, lokaha manusyaha. Manusya, human being, is covered by what? So he is covered by ajñāna. Then what is it that doesn't shine? Not what is it. Because of why? Because of which there is no understanding, there is no light. Because of which there is no light. Na prakāśate. Darkness. The idea is ajñāna and darkness, they are synonyms. Of course, darkness is a metaphor. Darkness is the physical darkness. You have to understand the physical darkness is not a problem. Because you can light a lamp. And you need physical darkness to sleep well. So physical darkness is not a problem. If you go to midnight sun, areas of midnight sun, etc., beyond Arctic Circle, there people have all kinds of psychological problems because for them it is daytime. How can you sleep in the daytime? You need night to sleep. Some such problems are there. Therefore, night, darkness is a blessing. Therefore, this tamas, it is presented as something which is undesirable, na prakāśate. So that means it is not the physical darkness. So physical darkness is not a problem. Then there is only another darkness, that is the darkness of ignorance. Okay? Therefore, tamas here is the darkness of ignorance. Then what is ajñāna? That is also ignorance. So there must be some difference between the two, you know. You cannot use the same thing, repetition is meaningless. There is a difference between the two. You see, I have a tika before me by Neelakanthi, very standard tika. He says, this is well known among students of Vedanta. There is ajnana and brahma. Ajnana is ignorance. Brahma is illusion. So always the illusion has its origin in ignorance. For example, Rajju Sarpaha. Rajju Sarpa, the rope serpent. Rajju Sarpa is the rope serpent, is an illusion. It is an illusion. Why there is illusion, rope serpent illusion? Because there is ignorance of rope. So, it is put in technical terms. What is the upadana, the material cause of serpent? You should not say anda, you should not say egg. Egg is not the upadana karana. Ajnana is the upadana karana. The ignorance of the serpent, you do not ignorance of the serpent, no. The ignorance of the rope, that you do not know that it is a rope, that ignorance is the upadana, the material stuff out of which the illusion of the serpent is born. Got it? That's why Maya is the upadana karana of the Jagat. That is how it is described. So Brahman is the nimitta karanam, Maya is the upadana karanam. But then we want to make everything Brahman only. Then you merge Maya into Brahman. Maya doesn't exist outside Brahman. It is no different from Brahman. Therefore, what Maya is, Brahman is also the same thing. Therefore, Brahman is both nimitta as well as upadana. Same Brahman. This is what is called abhinna nimittopadanam karanam. Okay. But if you want to keep them separate, you are welcome. Mayadhyakshena prakruti suyate sacharacharam. Prakruti suyate, prakruti maya, suyate gives birth to all this universe, sacharacharam. Then what are you doing? Maya adhyakshena. As I remain at the witnessing awareness. That is the nimitta karana. And Maya is the upadana karana. So in the case of Rajju Sarpa, the ignorance of Rajju, that is Rajju Ajnana, is the upadana for Sarpa Brahma. Now you got two things, right? Understood two things? So there is Ajnana and there is Brahma. So people are deluded. Who are deluded? That is the question. Yakṣapraśnāḥ. Who are deluded? The human beings are deluded. That is the answer. Why they are deluded? What could be the reason for delusion? Because they are ignorant. Because of ignorance, they don't know. Tamasa na prakāśyate. Tamasa hetau trutiya. Because of tamas, ignorance, na prakāśyate, they don't see properly. They don't know properly. And that's why people are deluded. So we have come back to the topic of ajnana, ignorance. So this darkness, tamas is also there. There is only one darkness in this creation, not the physical darkness. Physical darkness is not darkness, it is part and parcel of nature. There is only one darkness, and that is the darkness of ignorance. Who said it? Shakespeare. In some play. So if I remember correctly, the fool says it in the play. So there is what is that play? Viola. It begins with Viola. She is the heroine. There was a shipwreck and Viola is thrown onto the beach. It is not Tempest. That is it. 12th man? That is the play. In that play, so Viola, then there is a Viola is the one who is thrown onto the beach, and she comes in the male attire and becomes a servant person for the princess. And the princess, some name is there. The princess has a servant. His name is Malvalio. And she punishes him because he doesn't do the work properly, so she punishes him. Let him be imprisoned in the dark room for 1 day. That is the punishment. So there is a dark room. He is thrown into the dungeon, a dark room. And then this fool comes to know of it. So he visits him. Hey Malvalio, how are you? What do you ask? Look at my fate. I am thrown into this darkness by our mistress. Mistress is the princess. Then fool says, don't worry about this darkness. This darkness is not darkness at all. There is only one darkness in this creation, and that is the darkness of ignorance. You got it? And this statement you find under the statue of fool. In London, not London, that Avon or something is there. Stratford upon Avon. If you go there, in the main square there is fool. And underneath this inscription you find. What a wise man the fool is. That is Shakespeare's fool. Shakespeare's fool and Kalidasa's Vidushaka are wise people. Okay? Anyway, therefore, there is this darkness because of which people are deluded. What is the darkness? Self-forgetfulness is the darkness. So both questions are answered together. I am describing together. So there is the darkness, therefore you are deluded. So self-forgetfulness is the darkness. Means you forget yourself. So when you forget yourself, when you are absorbed in the other things, that is when you forget the self. Okay? So the other things means the non-self, anatma. So when we are absorbed in the other things like house, property, money, pleasures, the things of the world, when we are absorbed in the other things, we forget the self. And the self-forgetfulness is the darkness. The wisdom lies in never forgetting the self. Because self, Atma, is the ever-present source of all light. All light means what? You are the subject and it is the object. And the light in which the subject shines, and also the light in which the object shines. That is the single source of light in which everything shines. And that light is the self. And you should not forget the self. Suppose you forget the self. When you are absorbed in the non-self, that is the darkness. Out of that darkness is produced delusion. And what is the delusion? That the things of the world have happiness to give to us. You see, you tell me, who can be happy? Sentient or insentient? Sentient. Insentient, table cannot be happy. Only a sentient being can be happy. Only when happiness happens to be the attribute of the sentient being, right? If happiness is the attribute of the sentient being, why do you imagine that the non-insentient will give happiness to you? How can it give? Because insentient doesn't have happiness in it to give. Happiness is not its attribute. It is insentient. How can it give happiness to you? It cannot. But you believe that the worldly things, the insentient, the table will make me happy. How table can make you happy? You can be happy by yourself because you are a sentient being. How can table make you happy? This is how we suffer in life. Then there is another aspect. The other person will make me happy. So why are you unhappy? Because my wife doesn't make me happy. Why doesn't she make you happy? Because she doesn't oblige me. Therefore the wife has to oblige, then she makes you happy, then you will become happy. You have mortgaged your happiness to her. And if she knows it, she may oblige you. But if she doesn't get it, then she doesn't oblige you. You remain unhappy. Apply it to the son, a grown-up son who is aware. You apply it to him. You will be happy if he gives a phone call, if he makes a phone call to you and tells you where he is, what he is doing, all that he should tell you on a daily basis. Then you will be happy. But he doesn't oblige. He doesn't call you at all. He is busy. When you call also, he will not be available. So now he makes you unhappy. You have mortgaged your happiness to the other person. This is what is called delusion. We will discuss this delusion some more in tomorrow's class. Is it okay? Now shall we answer a few questions? So this question is an interesting question. I will answer it. Please pay attention. Don't expect a conventional answer. So because this question we have discussed in Aitareya Upanishad class. That is the question. The question is, Vivaha, marriage is an essential or mandatory samskara. We call it samskara. Samskara means a kind of embellishment of the person. That is the samskara. In order to fulfill Devarunam and Pitrurunam. Means you are born with, that is what is said. The human being is born with debt. Let us say 2 debts. In fact, three debts, but let us say 2. Here, question is 2 debts. Human being is born with debt to devatas and a debt to ancestors. And how to fulfill these debts, how to pay back. So you offer oblations in the fire to devatas. Means you perform a ritual. But to perform a ritual, you should be married. An unmarried person is unfit for performing a ritual. Ayajño va eshayo patnikaha yaha apatnikaha eshaha ayajñaha. The person who is not married, whose wife is not standing beside him, is not fit for performing the ritual. Unless you perform the ritual, you cannot pay debt to the gods. To perform the ritual, you have to marry. Then ancestors. You are indebted to the ancestors. So, how to pay the debt? You give birth to children, male, primarily male. Female is the accidental, male is the primary thing. I mean, to fulfill the debt, that is what it is. Okay, to pay back the debt, that is what it is. So, putrena, that is how it is said. Therefore, to give birth to children, you should get married. It doesn't work the way it works in Brazil or Argentina or somewhere. Why Brazil, Argentina? One of these soccer players, he is married. His big marriage. All his soccer friends came in flights from Europe and all that. Europe is full of soccer players, and so they all attend the marriage. Not only all of them attend, his son and daughter also attend the marriage. That is what I read in New York Times. And her name is Willie Fain. I don't remember further details. Therefore, in India this does not work. In India, to give birth to the children, first the person must be married. Now what is the conclusion? To pay back the debt to devatas and to pay back the debt to the ancestors, one should get married. But I feel that for Devarunam, which is doing yajnas etc. in this day and age, must be understood as service to the community instead of a ritual. Okay? And fulfill Pitrurunam by helping orphan and destitute kids. Good. So Vivaha could be optional. That is the question. Yeah, it could be optional. Because for the payment of debt you need not get married. Because you found an alternate way to pay back the debt. That is not how Vedikas look at it, but you have offered an alternate way, and I don't find anything wrong with it. You can take it like that. You can keep marriage as an option and do social service. That is considered yajna, which it is, and help orphans and other people, destitute kids. That can be considered payback to the elder pitru. You can take it like that. So then marriage becomes optional. Okay? So I agree with all that. But having said that, I have something more to add. Kindly comment. So I have something more to add. In Aitareya Upanishad, this topic came. So the person should get married in order to pay back the debts. What debts? He is born with 3 debts and he has to pay back the debts. Then, so this is the Purva Paksha. The Siddhanta is, there is nobody is born with debts. This is silly that a person is born with debt. No. Then when the debt begins the day he marries. Therefore, these debts are meant for married couples. They are not meant for unmarried. Therefore, if you are not married, you don't have any debt. This is an additional information about the question. You followed that? Good. One more question I will answer because there was some gap in the class also, and then proceed. You look at this question many times upon waking up, but not completely. You see, we talk of 3 avasthas, Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti. Now you stay with the 3 and understand those 3. That is the model. There can be, in your experience, there can be a state which is neither sleep nor waking up. This is there with everybody. We are not taking that into account. Okay? It may be there, but that is not the topic of discussion. We are trying to find out Atma. And for that we take a model. Avasthatraya viveka. So you should not disturb that model. If you add half awake and half asleep, you add that. Now the model is getting disturbed. The purpose of the model is getting disturbed. You should not do that. Okay? Anyway, the world has not come in yet. Powerful thoughts flow. Means already the world has come. In bringing clarity and deepening the teachings. Okay, teaching has come in. The world has not come in, the teaching has come in. But the teaching is also waking state only. Therefore the waking state has already come. Why do you say waking state has not come? You see, only when the mall and the cinema hall comes, then only waking state? No. When the teaching comes, that is also waking state. Anyway, the question is, without getting up, I allow the teaching to hang around. That is good. Good. That is not half asleep and half waking. Somehow it occurs to me, it looks like it is fully waking. Then let them pass, leaving a serene and peaceful contentment. That is all part of the waking state only. Should I take it to be the inner guru? Yes, that part is clean. So the question should be, it is something between waking and a dream or sleep. No, don't put it that way. You put it simply, when I wake up, the first thing that comes to my mind is the teaching. Atma Brahma. And that makes my mind very serene. And I wake up with a sense of peace and happiness. So when that is happening, the outer teacher is not there. Then should I understand that the inner guru is working upon me? That is the question. The answer is yes. Don't confuse the waking state, dream state model with this kind of in-between and all that. No in-between. In-between, if you want, Yoga Vasishtha described the in-between. Waking a dream, dream sleep. Means he is dreaming, but then from the dream he goes into sleep. There is a small gap. So like that if you start, there will be 9 or 10 things will be there. Then the original model will be disturbed and the purpose will not be served. So the question is answered. So forget about waking state, dream state and mix and all that. The question is, when the teaching happens in your mind, you recollect the teaching, whether it is while waking up or at any other time of the day, when you recollect the teaching and you get inspired by that, and then you understand the life better and live accordingly, that is the inner guru working upon you. Sattvikadan, Rajasikadan, Tamasikadan. This is coming, that is the question, what are they? This is a simple question, very important question. So we have to look into Gita, because Gita, Taddanam Sattvikam Smurtam, Taddanam Rajasam Smurtam, like that it is said. To the extent I remember, when you give something to the other person, fulfilling two conditions. One, you keep it secret. You don't make tum-tum about it. Tum-tum means you announce to people. That is what people do. They do a charity and announce everywhere. Don't do that. That is one condition. Second condition, you don't seek anything from that charity, going to heaven, getting punya, my name will be written. You don't seek any benefit out of it, any phalam, result out of it. So nishkama karma, and it is charity. You don't want your name to be announced. That is called sattvikam danam. This is said by Jesus in Bible also. Yeah, that it is there. In the Bible, Jesus said, if you give a donation and then you want people to appreciate you, then you are no different from tax collector, something to that extent he says. That is how he says, whatever that. So because even tax collectors are also appreciated by people, something he says. So that is sattvika dana. Then rajasa dana. You want punya, your name should be announced everywhere, and you want the result in this world, name announced everywhere, you get fame, and you should go to heaven after death, punyam. So you want all that, and for that, what I have described in the dana section today. So that kind of a dana is rajasa dana. And Sri Krishna also says, klishtam dadati, that is the word he uses. He gives, but he feels the pang of it. Ayyayo, I am parting with money. I am giving away hard-earned money. That is how he feels the pain of it. That is also there. That is rajasa dana. Then tamasa dana, you donate to a club where there is a dance program, all people drinking and all that, and you pay for all the drinks. Today you drink as much as you want, all payment I am doing.
Even people give Swamiji also with a hatred of a person. That is also common.
And you pay to get a person killed. That is payment. But dana part, if you say, so today you eat and drink as much as you want, the payment will be done by me. You go to the club and announce. Then all the club walas, they will clap, and they may take you on the shoulders and show around also, and then they will start eating and drinking and fall on the ground, intoxicated. And you pay for all that. That is tamasa dana. And as you said, Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu, the bullfight in Spain, you sponsor that program, that event you sponsor. $1 million event you sponsor it. That is a tamasa dana, where himsa is involved. Better you check Gita also, because Gita gives more details. So we have to do sattvika dana. We should avoid rajasa and tamasa dana. Om Purnamada Purnamidam.